Okay, so in this video I want to talk about the price of buying food. Simply because many people like to make an excuse for not buying healthy foods because they say that it's too expensive. Too expensive. That's the reason for not choosing to eat healthy, whole foods. And with that kind of mindset, it doesn't allow people to eat healthier, take, the steps that they need to in order to move in the right direction. And, simply by buying the less expensive things, you're actually going to end up paying more for it later. So, one way to think about this is this idea that you either pay now or you will pay later in your life when your health is falling apart because you chose unwisely, you chose poorly when it came to your food. And you have to have a health-conscious mindset today more than ever because you can't just assume that whatever you find in the grocery store is healthy. And you can't just determine the quality of food based on the price either. You have to know where your food comes from. You have to be connected with your food in that sense. You have to know what the animals were fed, That's why if you get a lot of your food from farmers markets or farms, you know what's going on, what they're giving their animals, how their animals are treated. So you have this kind of good relationship with your food. That's not what it's like at all when the majority of people go into their supermarkets and they just buy whatever they want without even really understanding the quality of their food and what that might actually do to them over the long term. Because think about it, you have to eat every single day. And, well, you don't have to eat every single day, you can fast. But my point is that you're going to be eating for the rest of your life. And why not put in good fuel for your body? Because your body is worth it. If you don't believe that your body is worth it, then you have a very low idea of worth to yourself, In my opinion, humans are very important. We're very important. We're made in the image of God, That's what I believe. So we're very important, and to just not care about our bodies is sad, and then people get all upset when they get sick. Well, really, it's their bad decisions, their poor decisions. And it doesn't have to be that way. So, one thing here that I would like to kind of use as an illustration is, for example, eggs. Okay, these are from a really, really good local guy who has chickens, and he feeds their chickens natural foods. The chickens are running around free, eating bugs, and it's really, really good, high quality feed. And these chicken eggs are fantastic. Like, the yolks are really, really deep orange, and that's how you can tell a really good quality egg. The taste, if you have a lot of energy after, good indicators that you're purchasing a high quality egg. Now, I could go into any grocery store and buy the best organic eggs that you could possibly find, and they're no match to these local eggs. I mean, you can take a look at the yolks, and these yolks and these eggs are going to be far more orange than even the best organic eggs in the store, and that's significant. I got some brown, and this is kind of like a bluish tinge to it from a particular chicken that this guy has been getting eggs from, which is really high quality. I forget the actual name of the chicken, but it produces like this blue tinge chicken egg. And the yolks are phenomenal in them. But anyways, this dozen eggs is $3.65 US. I don't know what that would be wherever you guys are watching this video from, but in where I live, $3.65. Now, if you went into like just a grocery store, say like Walmart or whatever, you could buy a dozen eggs for like $1 something or $2, and that's what most people get, like the cheapest, great value eggs. But I actually found out that a lot of those eggs in the distribution center, they actually will hold those eggs for sometimes 2 weeks or longer. So they're not even fresh for one thing, and a lot of those chickens are fed GMO soy feed, genetically modified soy, which is crap. You don't want GMO seed feed in your body. You don't want GMO anything really in your body unless you want to undergo an experiment. So think about it. For like $2, or people are paying a dozen eggs for crap eggs. So for like a dollar or $1.50 more, you could go to, let's say, a local farm, and you could pick up some of the best, highest quality eggs that you could possibly get. Now really, is $1 or $1.50 really that much more? Sometimes we have to make sacrifices in life, even if you have a large family. You know what? If you can put more money into good food, then you don't have to eat as much either because you're getting nourished. But this idea that you can't spend an extra $1, come on. That's an excuse. I don't have the greatest paying job in the world, but I work at it. I work. I put in the effort. I make these videos. You know, I started a kind of like a business here with YouTube, you know, and I get paid for it. Because I'm working. I just don't sit around. You know, I work every day. I have a job. I go to my job. I work, you know, and I get paid. And my point is that if I don't have a really good high-paying job, and I'm considered poor in the United States, I'm not even middle class, and I'm considered poor, and yet I can still afford to buy good natural foods, then there's absolutely no excuse for anyone in the United States not to be purchasing good, high-quality food. And for an extra $1 or $2, come on, it's worth it. Your body's worth it. If you don't think so, you know, then you got this wrong idea of yourself. And, you know, I tell people all the time, like, you're either going to pay for it now, or you're going to pay for it later. Because you're eating that junk, you know, you're eating that low-quality food, you know, it's going to catch up to you guys sooner or later, you know? And, but that's just one example, you know, the eggs. Because everybody usually eats eggs, you know, a lot of people buy eggs. Just go, find a farm, and if you can't, you know, then do your best of what you can do, okay? I realize and understand that not everybody has access either, and not everybody lives in the country, and a lot of people live in the city, and so they can't find good food like this. I understand. But even if it's not for eggs, there's other things that you could spend good money on too, like vegetables. And I'll give you another example here, butter, okay? This is from Organic Valley, and it's pasture butter, okay? Now, most people can go in Walmart or their local grocery store, and you'll find just regular butter in there from cows that eat grain, okay? It's not grass-fed. It's not from grass-fed cows. So it's crap butter. It's crap butter. And most of the time, they add coloring to make it look yellow because it's not really yellow, so they have to disguise it because the cows that were given the crap produced crap dairy products, okay? So they have to add the coloring and make it look like it's real butter. So yeah, you're going to go into the grocery store and you're going to find butter in there for maybe $1.50, $2 for an 8-ounce bar. This is $4.45. $4.45. So for what? A couple extra dollars, you can get a really high quality grass-fed organic butter, which is phenomenally good for you. It's got CLA in it, which helps burn fat and build lean muscle mass. It's got vitamin A. It's got iodine. I mean, come on. There's a lot of really good nutrients in this. It's something that's been consumed for thousands of years from cows that eat grass, which is what they should eat. And for what, $1.50, $2 more, you're telling me that people can't afford that? I don't think that's the case at all. I don't think it's not that people can't afford it. I think it's more of the fact that people don't realize the significance of their food. They don't look at their food as medicine. They don't really value or prize food, you know? Like, this is very, very valuable. This is very valuable because guess what? This is going to go into my body. And do I want to put crap butter into my body? Of course not. Would you put crap fuel into your car? Of course not, because you know that the car would eventually break down or it wouldn't run. So why the heck do we treat our bodies like that? You know? And there's no fun in that. What's the fun in being sick and feeling like crap and then getting disease and then having to spend an outrageous amount of money to doctors? You know, for what? Because you didn't choose to spend a little bit of extra money on good food. Look, I don't believe it's at all to do with it being too expensive. As people's priorities are upside down, and, you know, let's face it, even poor people that I know, guess what? They're spending their money on alcohol. They're spending their money on cigarettes. That stuff is far more expensive than this stuff that I'm buying here, this healthy food. So there's no excuse at all. Guess what? People are just making excuses because they don't want to take care of their body, because they don't want to buy good food, because it's not in their heart. And here's another example. You could go into your grocery store and you could find just regular bread, right? Say a loaf of bread for maybe $1.50, $2. White, plain bread. You know, it's what most people eat. Average people that aren't health conscious, they don't know anything or know better. Well, here's a sprouted grain bread. Probably the best bread you could possibly find now in the store, unless you know how to make it yourself and sprout it and all that stuff. Well, this is sprouted 100% whole grain bread. Ezekiel 4:9. Fantastic bread. It's non-GMO. It's sprouted. It's flourless. And it doesn't spike your blood sugar like, you know, that white bread stuff. And this actually has nutrients. There's a ton of nutrients in this. And it comes from all different kinds of, like, grains, like millet and barley and lentils and spelt and sea salt. They don't even put the crap salt in this bread. So this is a very good bread. Now, some people might think this is really expensive. It's $5, okay? $5 for this bread. Where most bread, you're going to spend maybe $1.50, $2 for crap white bread. But that white bread is terrible for your health. It doesn't have any of the vitamins you need. And it's terrible for your blood sugar. They add a lot of chemicals and bad fats and oils in there, and maybe high fructose corn syrup, and it's just awful. In fact, white bread is so bad that if bugs and stuff ate it, and they don't even like to eat it, but if they do, the bugs will die because there's no nutrients in there. It's just like, and it's just like just gunk that's going into your body that's serving no nutritional purpose whatsoever. It's more people are eating it because it's cheap and because of taste. But frankly, I think it tastes like crap because there's nothing to it. They removed the bran, they removed the fire. I mean, there's nothing in it. And the fact that they had to refine it and process it, and then they got to add all these synthetic vitamins and things back into it, and that's no good. So, you know, do you guys yourselves a favor and spend a couple dollars more and get the best bread you can. And you know what? If you're eating high quality food like this, you're not going to get fat. Come on, guys, look. Am I fat? No. I'm not fat. And it's simply because I choose to spend good money on my food. And you're worth it. You guys are absolutely worth it. So I'd like to make another video about this, but I'm running in about 15 minutes here, so I'm going to upload this one. But hopefully, you know, I've given some good examples of some different foods that people will spend, you know, a little money on, when really, if they just spend a little bit more, they could get the very best because they deserve it. So if you like this video, please like, favorite, and subscribe.